Good morning, everyone. Welcome along. It's having a great day today. It's Tuesday here in Oz, so the week is well and truly underway. It's hot. For most of you, though, it's Monday evening, so I hope your Monday was good. Oh, how can that be? How can that be? Just hang on a second. I was just going to say that all of the dials that I look at, I double check. Okay, it worked. You got me. What a way to start. Let's go to Newlands, shall we? So let's head across there. There you go. With that, I need more coffee. So, over here in Newlands, we have plenty going on. I've got to refresh myself. Tried to do a little bit during the week so that because we're only on here once a week, we're not getting too bogged down. So, we're into March, which means planting season is opening up, so we need to run the plow over the sugar beet field in front of us. You can just see on the hillside over there, it looks like it's actually stopped. So I've got the plow on the new field, and what is it? No, it is stopped, and I've managed to do 2 rows. Stop because it's run into a tree stump that I missed, and we'll just quickly take care of that. And the other thing I've just noticed is I let it do 2 rows and I can see another tree stump without turning on create fields when I started for the day. So I've just delivered a load of trees, as you can see, to the market, so the money is kicking up. We need 85,000 in order to be able to buy the meatworks, so that's the next purchase goal. Not quite on that line, are we? Let's just get you back away. Nearest waypoint is there. And I've done it again. Let's try that first. Now go. Okay. Right, so we need to go over here and send our truck back to get more trees because we have more stuff to sell. So you can go back to potted tree load, which you should be able to manage without supervision. And I was just noticing that the cows are filling up the slurry again, as cows do. So while we're waiting for the cows to do their the plow to do its thing, we might take a load of slurry up. Now, where did I park? I've got the slurry tank parked up at the BGA, so I should have grabbed it before I came down. Okay. So how you been, Mark? What's happening in your world? Anything interesting? Working on any new Wizzo prepared to pre-announce mods or fancy map enhancements? There is the drill. Welcome along to others that have popped in. Thanks for joining us. This trigger. Not disappointed. I understand that you can be busy without... Oh, this is really annoying, this gate. The trigger's only active on the other side. I knew there was one more gate I needed to investigate. Let's get it the other way. I don't get hit by the train, so that's always a good idea. As I was saying last night, I was quite intrigued with the way gates are implemented. I thought I was on top of it until I went to Balham Road, and my simple way of modifying the gate all of a sudden didn't work. Oh, really? Now what's happening? I've not had trouble with this gate from this side before. Why do I think? Let's just... Oh! Something's not happy. Acid cell area, right. Well, it would appear we have a mod conflict. With what? Leo Summerholder, welcome along. Now, what is going on here? So we have a mod conflict, but we're not sure what it is. Although we did have a crash to end the episode last week. I do not farm in real life, no. I am just a normal urban person, and I'm for the life of me trying to figure out why we've got a mod conflict all of a sudden. And it's not entirely surprising given we have lots of mods. Are you a farmer, Leo? What part of the world? I would very much enjoy living on a farm, I think. I am convinced, for what it's worth. Yeah, I know it shows the code. I'm looking for a bug. We will be back in just a sec. Well, specifically, I'm looking for which of the mods had a problem when we loaded. But it's not obvious. Okay. Matteo Ricci, welcome along. So I think what I might do, I might restart actually. And I'm going to, let's save the game. Let's drop out. And on the way back in, my day is just beginning because it's Tuesday morning down here in Australia, just gone 8 o'clock in the morning. But it's so far fairly good. Just woke up a little bit later. John Senior, welcome along. So I'm going to start and I'm going to turn off Lumberjack, I think. Where are we here? We have lots of mods, but there is definitely a weird conflict going on. Where is Lumberjack? It must be down here somewhere in the L's. Lizards, lots of lizards. Lumberjack. Deselect. Start. Hey, Farmer Ed. Oh, just a small blip in operations. We have a mod conflict that I have not seen the symptom of or been able to quickly spit it out still. Diagnose. I am using a machine I built myself. So it's a hodgepodge of lots of things. It's got an i9, 12900, and a heap of memory, few flash drives, and a 3080 video card. So it's a pretty high spec current rig now. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see if we can turn you on again and get you back and running. That's a bit better. It had stopped it up. Now I won't be able to take that out now. The conflict was causing a lure error. The symptom I was just seeing was, we're loaded up with trees again, so we can send you around to, while we're there, around to sell them. It was causing the automatic gate over here to not open, which was most odd. I am absolutely convinced that Giants changed something really embedded in lure or the lure stack. Probably it was a low-level bug that they fixed, but that the consequence of it is that there are some not perfectly coded mods out there which are causing a really odd symptom with lure. See, I can't get through this gate now for some reason, and if at least it's not full up on error there now. I don't know what that is, Leo. The main issue I had was caused by the additional field settings. Not additional field setting, the Rockstar mod. Additional settings mod. And once I took that out, and it wasn't showing as throwing any errors, but once I took that out, lots of stuff cleaned up, but since then, like last week, we had that weird crash, and it could be the meat processing plant that we've put in that could have a little glitch. I might have to have a look at it, Leo. I'm quite partial to driving games, although I haven't played any for a while. Now I'm getting caught. Can I get you? Come on. Trigger, trigger. Oh, please. There we go. Gotcha. Come on. You won't open the gate. We'll just scrape past it. I should be able to, John. Oh, there we go. It finally triggered. So, who knows what it was doing? I keep meaning to take that boom gate away from there. I just forgot. During the week, it wasn't high enough on my list of things to investigate. I got distracted fixing gates and trying to figure out how to do a video on it for the Oaks. When I say fixing gates, changing the gates to suit my circumstance. So now we're going to find that I've parked the food trailer right in front of the what we need is to take you out of the way. Pull you over this side. So now we can get at the slurry. No, that's what I intend to do, John. So, and the only thing that's slowed me down, I was all set to shoot it yesterday because it's not a difficult change, and I thought rather than do it on the Oaks, I'll actually do it on Balham Road Dairy, because that's where I noticed that gates are a bit more. Oh, what are you putting? Really? I don't want animal feed in the back of the truck. Let's try there. Still don't want animal feed in the back of the truck. Mineral feed, rather. But I got onto Balham Road Dairy and discovered that the gates are actually implemented differently. I'm sure that's the okay, let's do it this. That's the slurry point. And now I don't have the ability to pick that up. I have a set of forks around here. Only spikes. Okay, it's sending me a message. Don't do this job right now. Yeah, mineral feed, exactly. I'm not going to move them one at a... Let's just cheat for a second. Where are we? Super strings is on. move it around there. So now yes, we're getting there slowly. So as I was saying, on Bellum Road, no, it's still picking it up. Would you rack off? Why am you not filling up? I have that portrait sitting there. And then over in the field over there, which we'll go and check on in a sec, we have a Fent that's doing the ploughing. And up the top, on the animal trailer at the moment, we have a John Deere 7810, if I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken. Tractor nomenclature is not my thing. There we go. Finally got the slurry out. Which was what we were trying to do, because we're trying to move just a little bit of slurry while we're waiting for the plough to finish up to the BGA. Anyway, so what I found on Bellum Road Dairy was that the gates were implemented on the map from a pack. G'day Jody, welcome along. I will empty out the truck in a moment when I figure out where to empty it and how to empty it. I'll probably just tip it straight in the cow pen. But as a result of the way they were implemented, they had some extra entries that I hadn't seen before in the i3D for the map, if that means anything to people. So it was a bit weird. My day has just begun. My Monday was very good. I managed to get one video out, so for those that follow Silver and Forest Farm, they're just about through the winter. Jake's getting a bit tired of playing games between snow showers, but the fields are coming together nicely. Now, let's see if we can get you in the trigger again. Come on. Dolly trailers. Kick over. Come on. I need you to go the other way. What do I think about the new baling DLC? So I like the look of the standalone baler. I am not... and I think it's a good thing to have more brands. You can never have too much equipment. But beyond that, I don't have a strong opinion. I haven't ordered it or bought it yet. I'm going to wait until it comes out. And decide based on what I see. I can certainly see places that standalone baler will fit, or stationary static baler, whatever you want to, whatever the correct name for it is, will fit into the way I like to play from time to time. So I think that's a good thing. The ability to bale corn silage will be interesting. Makes it too easy, John. I'll never learn how to do it properly if I put a mod like that on. Let's go and check where we're up to. So he's almost finished here, and then we're gonna need a grinder over here. I thought I'd taken you off the park list. You're what we need for the stump grinder, so we'll go over and do that. Pretty sure the stump grinder's sitting over there by the edge of the field. Yeah, that's true, Mark. Although, you never know, in certain scenarios it might be something to aim for, and once I see it and understand how it works, maybe it'll inspire a storyline on a particular map. I just haven't really thought about it that much, to be honest. Now, have I got the right tool, or is that a 3-point link on? That's a 3-point link on there. Goodness me. Brain sleeping this morning. I'm getting my pieces of equipment and maps confused. So it's Silver Run where I've got the front loader attached stump grinder. This map did get an update. I had a look at it, and I didn't like, well, there were a couple of problems. If you've been with me since the beginning on this map, you'd know that there are a few little bugs to it. So we've fixed those as we've gone along. And it's not easy, so I had a shot at just taking the update and loading it, and that created a whole bunch of issues. G'day, Scott. Welcome along. Glad to have you in. Hope you're well. So that wasn't good because he's changed a number of things, and I didn't see a lot of evidence that he'd fixed all of the bugs. So he's put the platinum tree support in, but that's going to get stuck there. But he hasn't necessarily changed the bug that we had with the trees. He's changed the way the composter works in the garden center. He's introduced a new component. I am very well, thank you. We're doing our thing here. If I could get on the correct line, we would be able to zoom down and finish this ploughing. So the long and the short of it is I didn't see anything in the expansion that in the change that I necessarily wanted and thought, oh, we have to have that. And at the same time, in order to move from our build, it's quite clear you definitely need a new save game. and I'm not sure I want to transfer everything that we've built across to a new game, given that we're 30 odd streams into this map. So that's kind of my take on the game. So if somebody comes along and says, well, there's a really neat feature in it we need, I'm certainly up for potentially looking at that. Where is my man with the trees? There we go. Let's send you back, and you can't get out there, so look away now. As it turns out, this is a magic hedge. There we go. And we want to go back to potted tree load. And we're after 9 o'clock. You're emptied out of there, so we can go down and get another load of slurry. Yes, and a signpost. I got tired of knocking it over because that's the that's where I park the curtain cider when I take produce across to the market, which we haven't done for a while. Looks like we've got some wool to move across. Get you closer without having to back in so far. There we go. That's working better. So we can pump you off. Wrong dolly. There goes our other little Unimog. Okay, so the bank must be getting frustrated. On the oaks, are you referring to, Mark, with diving in and out of overdraft? If not, I'm not following you. It's not hard to frustrate a bank. I worked in several. As a community, they tend to have a prevailing opinion that customers keep getting in the way of them making excessive profits. Oh, hang on. And a few personal. No, I'm still not following Mark, so if it was for me, I apologise, I missed it. Okay, so that's full by the looks. It's not. Maybe it's not. There we go. So let's have a look at that. While we're here, we have a BGA with somewhere down here. Now has some slurry, so let's process the slurry. So this mulcher was what the Newlands update. It added another component, a soil or a dirt, but I couldn't actually see anywhere on the map where you could purchase it. So it was a bit confusing. Let's see how we're going over here. What we need to do is grab the John Deere. Because the Fortune doesn't have enough power to drive the dump grinder. So we can tootle across with this one. I'm going to fit through the gap. Oh, legend. I have all three tractors over here in a minute because we've got to come over and do the soil testing as well. Look at a front PTO I have. Makes it a little easier. Let's go and just get rid of a couple of stumps. Pretty sure I saw one up this end. Where are we? Scanning, there's one. At least they stand out against the ploughed field. Whoops. A little bit heavy on the front. Yeah, good on you. Better. Not quite enough horsepower in this tractor either. I can't actually move forward and run the dump grinder at the same time. There we go. Get all the equipment going. Is he stuck again? Thank you, John. I noticed it. Turn off the stump grinder. Oops. Depth perception. And V. And let's get you in the correct line. There we go. Turn you off. Hopefully only a couple more. And then we're pretty right. We certainly should have enough ploughed out to think about going and getting the soil test up. That get it? Yep. And with this full of corn, it should make a big difference to our ability to generate pig food, or at least keep our pig population supplied, which is the idea. We'll also keep our mill working. So we'll just wait there. Well, we could probably tootle along and see if we can see any on the way up. We'll just go a little bit overhead. We got here. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Don't see anything there. Let's try not to run into the tractor coming the other way. There is a tree there. But we might munch that tree up, I think. And there's a stump. That's a good question, John. And no worries, Scott. Enjoy your work day. I don't know much about, I don't think I know anything of note about the conditions that having trees creates. I think that's all we need here. Looks like it. We'll leave him by. I know that lots of the farmland in Australia was treed. Whilst we grow corn, it's not the most prevalent crop. There'd be a lot more wheat grown. So I really don't know. I guess it's like anything, particularly these days. If the soil's not the way you want it, then they just feed it up with chemicals and the like. So yep, that all looks pretty good. He's just about finished there, so he's just going to do the headlands. Let's go across and grab. Oh, we got more trees to sell by the looks. Oh, get out of the way. Have I got let's just see if we can get the trees loading in. Okay, and that's coming along. So let's get the fort. He thinks he's finished, which just means we want to put him back on the course and go to the first waypoint. Let's grab the portrait, which has the tester on the back. Now, I must admit, I don't kind of get the concept of, well, I get the concept, I don't get the labeling of organic farming. To me, if you're growing it, isn't it organic? It seemed to me like the market has gone crazy. Now what we'll try and do here, if I test it before he's taken those last few bits out, we'll have gaps. So I can test the center of the field. How big's the circle, I wonder? Let's see here. Let's have a look. It's fairly big. We want to go... Where am I in relation to the fields? I'm only going to need to do 4 circles, so I might as well wait till he's finished. Pretty much looks like I've finished with the stump grinder. There's nothing down here. We've got 53,000. We need 85 to buy the meat processing plant. So we could take a load of pigs across. I believe that a potential reason why I couldn't sell any last time yes. But potentially the meat processing works requires the animals to be 6 months old, so that's okay. We have some 6-month-old pigs which we can take on over. But it wasn't immediately obvious to me why we couldn't sell. Okay, I'm pretty comfortable that we've got all of the stumps out, so he can just finish the headlands. And what we'll do is take a trailer load of we can take the stump grinder back. We'll take a trailer load of pigs across to the meat processing. If we can sell them into it without having to buy it, so be it. If we can't, we will then come back and organise ourselves another $30,000 worth of stuff, which realistically is a truckload, one more container of trees and a few. Oh, we've got sugar to sell. That's what we need to sell. I'm pretty sure if we check Mark's magic tool, we'll find that sugar. The sugar price on the map I've decided is very confused. So if we so it come out, but Max's place is a bit of an outlier, because if you look at the other places you can sell sugar, Max is miles more lucrative, and if you have a look at his or the general sugar graph, he's actually above the best price in the last 12 months by a considerable margin. Now, given he's been that way for a couple of months, all I conclude is the sugar price is a bit confused. So generally speaking, I'm happy to take $718 a 1,000 litre for our sugar. Yeah, that's the conclusion I reached, Mark. It's nothing the tool's doing wrong. It's I think it's the sell point Max that's screwed up. So what we'll do is let's go and get that sorted out first. Fastest way to take a heap of sugar across is in the curtain cider. The trouble is Max's place is a sell point. We'll need us to carry all that in manually. Yes, I think it's like a reception center or something is the idea, so it's very sweet. The other thing that we could find is that if I sell 3 or 4 pallets in there, all of a sudden he doesn't want to take any more. That's the other potential. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I was just curious that he was so much higher than the market trend and had been for a couple of months now. Oh, this is going to be painful, isn't it? It's just... This tractor is not big enough. I usually use the Fendt on this job. Now, which key do we change? No. Let's try there. Which key sequence changes the curtain cider? It's not N. C. Whoops. No, let's try. Z, maybe. No, that's the left side. The right side. How do I open the left side? Shift Z? Nope. Anybody got curtain cider? Skills? I don't use them very often, as is immediately evident. Ah, no. You. Come on. Open back door. Let's have a look. Is it listed? That's placeables. Kubota. Just me, we have a lot of key bindings. No wonder the game gets confused at times. Universal auto load is not it. Open close curtain side, left shift Z, yes. How do I switch curtain side? Switch side. U. So U should toggle. Ah, there we go. Just got to get the buttons in the right sequence. Right. Now we should be able to load them up. Easy when you know how. There's about 40,000 litres in here, so we won't get all of it in, but we'll get a reasonable amount. Don't really want all the molasses, but I couldn't be bothered figuring out the differences. No, it's not. You can fit a whole other layer on there. What are you doing? Why are you not putting a second layer in? Laying with an and control shift left U. Control shift. Stack, right. Still reckons you're full. What'd you get out of there? I reckon you're upsetting the apple cart, so let's take you out because we don't want to take molasses. Pretty sure the reception centre won't use molasses anyway. Now I can't get you out of there. That's a bit better. Why are you not loading properly? How bizarre. It's just annoying. Oh well. I'm not going to fight with it. We get round just. Yeah, I don't use it a lot, Mark. It's only occasional. I have it there for the handful of times, and generally speaking, I find it really helpful. So I have not encountered that problem before. We're going to go the wrong way round the roundabout. I'm pretty confident we won't encounter any cars. Train's been. Bumpy train line. And we're caught. No. Yeah, I had a few exchanges with Lockie while he was producing it, and boy, to deal with all of the situations and trailers and things in the game, it's one complicated piece of logic. Particularly once you set yourself on a goal of being able to handle multiple load types. It's relatively easy if you're only ever taking one type of product, one form factor. But we don't have too far to go. At least our plough should be finished. And Max's is the sell point just up here with the garden lights with collisions on them. Let's just see how we go here. We can sell a little bit. So we got 718 for the first one. Yep, so it looks like the price, at least for the minute, is going to hold at 718. These guests, they must do a lot of meringues. I wonder if they like eggs as well. We haven't done eggs on this map. I was thinking of potentially, once we get the pigs under control, we could see how we go with chickens. Oops, it's not in the trigger. Yes, it's not the word. It's not the greatest sell point trigger, especially for volume product. It's kind of a bit easier if you're only delivering one package, but it's a bit like the if you haven't seen it, there's a warehouse that I don't use, and some of it's got individual racks for each individual product. You'd have to be fairly into detail if you wanted to use it. But some of the racks aren't big enough, and it's just annoying. Some nice ideas, really nice ideas on this map for immersion, but falls short for playability. And particularly because there's collisions on these garden lights. So even if you get through the gate, trying to back any sort of serious trailer down there is so easy to get hung up. Okay, so we got a bit of cash. We shouldn't have to do the market could be exactly the same if they just had, like often markets do, a delivery dock where you can take all the product at the back of the market without having to weave your way in amongst the stands. That would just be so much easier. Because the market, the way it's set up and, you know, the way the splines are done for people, it's terrific. It looks really good. G'day, Cranky. Welcome along. Great to see you. We're just generating a little bit of cash here. I am gonna turn you around. That's a really bad idea, isn't it, still? Because if I turn too tight, the curtain slider gets caught on everything. And those lampposts have got collisions. Right, there we go. You can try and find your way to Trailer Park Garden Centre. Right. Now let's see how we're going over here. I'm thinking that apart from getting caught on the fence, he was doing really well. Let's see if we can finish this bit off ourselves. Are you not ploughing? That's better. Put it down. So I'm not sure that I didn't look, to be clear, but reading the description, I'm not sure that he did fix the trees. I think he just added the platinum support for platinum trees. And he has added a new component, so to make fertilizer you need a dirt of some sort. Let's just tidy these last couple of bits up. Get way out of there. It's certainly a fun map to play on. There's no question about that. The other thing I'd like to do on the hillside over there is put some grapes in. Is that the Yeo stuff? Yeo, okay. Not following. I'm guessing spell checker got in the way. But yes, a few acres of vines I reckon would be nice on the hillsides here. So if we can get the things that we've got going here should settle down and generate some reasonable income shortly. And that'll give us enough capital to put some vines in. Oh, an extra fill type. Yeah, it was a it's just a product, a sand or a dirt or something that is added, which is then a component in the compost production. I didn't completely get to the bottom of it because I couldn't find a place to buy it. It wasn't obvious to me what the source was, and I didn't know if that was because I'd loaded on an old save or not, and there was something missing. And the idea of trying to move this setup to a new save game didn't fill me with joy. I mean, it's doable, but it felt like an awful lot of work for not much benefit. So if you want, at the end of the stream, because I've got the new map, the new version downloaded, we can open it up and have a look at it if you want. If that would be helpful to people, more than happy to do that. We've just about finished here. Zip across the bottom, get that little bit in the field, and then we can do the soil sampling and put you on the sugar beet fields. It's a good size field. I reckon it'll work really well for our corn. I reckon we'll get a good corn harvest. We can use the, if we want, we can use the other one over there for corn silage. And so get ourselves into a good place. Picked the wrong line. Had the wrong wheel lined up on the edge of the bit I wanted to plough. Okay, I can see two little dots of green out there. This is about the size fields I was going for, because my ultimate goal is to be able to, like, so I want to combine the barley and the canola into a single field when we get maybe the next piece of land over here, because we need the different crop types, because then we can run two of the portrait harvesters in tandem. That's kind of what I'm going for. It's just take us a little while to build up to it. Right. So you can stop there. Let's go and do the soil testing. If we have a look, I think it'll tell us how big the field is now. Town corn, I've called it. There you go, just under 4.3 hectares. So what's that, about 10 acres? Maybe almost 12. Not enormous, but useful. Right, let's pick a corner, any corner. This one looks to be the closest. Let's head over. Whoops. There, like so. And find out what soil type we've got. Ah, get up there. Not quite gonna make it. Never mind. Go up the hill first. That's just annoying. I've got a little spot in the middle of the field, haven't I? Yeah. Don't think I can get it. Righty-ho. So that is soil testing. Done. So we can send you off to the lab. Fold the soil test machine up and put you back. $1,050. How did you get 1,050? Are they $50 a piece? No, I didn't do that many. That's odd. You over here. Okay, you're still running because you didn't quite get in, but that's all right. $6,000, you've not quite got enough. That will send you anyway. Come on. Come on. Slowly, slowly, slowly. So we go to FM weights. Next, we want to bring you across to the beet fields, sugar beets. Anybody for sugar beets? So we want to get sugar beet field. I think it needs ploughing. I just got to check. I'm pretty sure it needs ploughing. I can't remember. I think we only slurried it or digestated it. Yeah, looks like it needs ploughing. So you need to, whoops, hit the correct key, go in there, one tool, 5 headlands will be fine. Start work in the center, sharp corners. Can you not use that palette mod for your sugar? Yes, I could if I'd thought of it. Excellent idea, John. Excellent idea. In fact, we might do one of those. And that way we'll be sure we have enough. German goes quads generator start the job. Oh, smacked in the head with the end of the plow. That's not good. So we need truck. Let's do it this way. Let's get you out of there and pull him up out of the way. Ah. Do what I mean, not what I tell you to do. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I'm actually going to do it this way because we've sent that truck. So we're going to do it like this. We're going to try and stay far enough away from the honey that we don't suck honey into the pallet. Or molasses for that matter. Just load some sugar on. While you're doing that, we'll just happen to pop over the road here. I'll put a convenient waypoint for off-camera work. Yeah, it does depend on the orientation, but the orientation was such that I still potentially had a problem if I sucked it in the back of the zone. Okay, you can go back the potted tree load and wait for next week. And let's go back to where we are. So you can see it was out the sort of out the left side. I tried to make it facing the back, but I was just worried I've been caught on more than one occasion. So there's 10,000 litres of sugar. Oops. And of course I'm too close to the post. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. What are you doing? Right. Have I got a drive point for Max? It might just be quicker to drive there. I don't get the map creators that put collisions on all of their road signs. I get the occasional one you want to turn the collision off, but I would have thought as a map creator it'd be better to have it the default with no collisions and only put them on occasional ones that you want people to drive around. Almost there. Let's come down. Zoom in a little bit. So this will give us enough cash, which would be good. Anyone call for sugar? Oh, really? You're not going to unload? Okay. Alright, you can sit there for the minute. We don't need to faff about with you. We don't need you. We want you. What I want. Are you gonna open this time? No. Yes, you are. Let's go get the animal trailer and a few pigs, and we can drive across and see if we can put some pigs in the meatworks. This week's project, if I have time in learning about maps and the like, is to see if I can change the look of the meat processing plant. I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, I was doing some learning during the week on changing the textures of buildings without actually rebuilding them in Blender, so I want to see if I can manage that. So we want to take these 375s are 6 months old. So I want to grab 20 of those. No, that's the whole point, Mark. Not going into Blender. So I was watching a Farmer Bob video where he was, in typical Farmer Bob fashion, just messing with the i3D to change the textures. So in effect, using he was using paint.net just to change the layers to give you a different texture. He wasn't making textures, he was borrowing from a mod and moving them to another, and I thought, okay, that works. I'm not playing with the structure of the building, I'm just trying to change the exterior look. So I thought that was potentially an interesting thing to have a crack at. I'm pretty sure there's a faster way to do it than the way I did it, Cranky. I just wasn't confident enough in the editor to use the global replace. Probably if I was trying it now, I'd figure out how to make that function work. Right, so the cell point that I put in for the meat processing plant is just here on the right, but that's for the meat products, so that we had somewhere to unload them if necessary. But the actual meatworks, I figured, belonged up here near the BGA from a, heavy industrial or light industrial, I guess it really is, standpoint. Yeah, it was more the way it uses the different texture maps to produce the look. So for me, that doesn't look like it particularly fits in the map. It's a fine building. I just think I could do a couple of things. I'd prefer it in red brick, for instance, given the look I've been going for. Now, the question is, with 6-month-old pigs in here, we never did find out where the trigger was, and I suspect I do have to buy it. Let's just turn triggers on for a sec. On there. Okay, so that's an output. Which means the input's around here somewhere, isn't it? In theory. And I've come in backwards, so good job, Steel. You placed it and you still didn't come in the right way. Yeah, that was my thinking cranky was, well, let's put it over here and have the stinky part of town kind of clustered together. No, it's not going to work. Okay, let's go to the next step and buy it for 85,000. Okay. Materials missing, so we can now see what the production materials are. Does that change our ability to... Well, let's look at it first. So, whoops, go up here. Let's turn a bunch of them off. So basically my understanding of the way it works is that it takes whole animals and it has a conversion table which takes a whole animal and converts it into liters, and then the formula basically turns the whole animal and some rock salt into an animal product and gelatin. So there's a whole bunch of those. And so the question is, so when we add a sheep, a pig rather, do you want to unload this animal? Yes. Animal type does not support unloading. Huh. That's a bit weird. German Landracer on there, yeah. There they go. Landrace pork. Well, that's not good. I'm pretty sure it's not the front door. Let's just... because this is where pallets would spawn. I'm stumped. Because they're 6-month-old animals. My understanding was 6-month-old was fine. I do not know. I'm not sure that it should crank. So normally if it was an animal dealer, yes. But my understanding is one of the things that the enhanced animal products mod does for you is give you the ability to just unload without putting them in a husbandry. So I don't think this production operates as a husbandry, which is why I get that ability to unload it. But even so, it needs to be in a trigger that can accept that, which was what I thought the enhanced animal mod did for me. Part of my challenge, which to your point, is I haven't actually seen it work, so I'm not sure entirely what I'm looking for. That's where I was. It's just been unfortunate. Could be a trigger issue. Let's have a look. It doesn't need production revamp. Doesn't look like the trigger is a problem. It's kind of a healthy-ish trigger. What I could do, if that is X, is it? If that makes a difference. Nope. Just hang on a second. Where are we here? So if I go to there, so my understanding is this is the prereq mod, is this animal input extension that it requires. And that it's being, and from what Scooter told me, it was designed to work with this. And it's my understanding it's this mod that's giving me the ability to just straight unload an animal, and the production should be able to accept it. Now, the only thing I can think of is if there's a mismatch between fill types. So, for instance, if we go back, where are we? If transition back to here, and turn off the triggers, close you up. The fact that this is, if for instance it was called landrace and rather than German landrace, if there's a mismatch, maybe if I try black pied, is the only other thing I can think of. Let's send you back to the domain pigsty. That's the only other thing I can think of. Oh, probably the dog wants to be fed. There's a fair chance of that. Nearest. Let's go feed the dog while we think about it. Possibly. So if the animal input extension defines pig type with one spelling and the production defines it with another, it's just like having, you know, flour as an input, where one flour is the production that's producing it is flour, FLOWER, and the one that's requiring it's FLOUR. That's the only thing I can think of, is if there's something like that, and I haven't trawled through the XML at that level to check. I just went on Scooter's recommendation that it was all good. And it may be, maybe I'm using it wrong, right? So right, you're all good over there. These are all producing products. They don't need selling, so we just got to finish. Let's have a look at that sugar beet field. Oops. While we're waiting for the truck to get back. So our new field is all silty clay. Yuck. So that means the better land looks like it's to the south. Maybe this area over here. There's lots more trees in that area though. Okay. We can potentially get away without liming it. And it'll need fertilizing, although not a lot for the pork. About lime for the... So we've got plenty of lime on there. Yeah, I agree, Jason. It probably will be sandy loam to the south. At least that's better than silty clay. Let's stop this guy. Get out of there. Come on, change gear. Of course I could. You can't test land until you've cut a field, so you won't get this data. So that was why I had to wait until I finished ploughing it. It wouldn't give me the soil map until I cut a field on it. But what you can do is, if you show farmland, no, you can't. You can do it on, if there's fields defined. If there's fields defined, it'll give you an idea. So we can see. So I'm guessing this is going to be largely silty clay to be mine, to be down at the 92, whereas this one at 109 is going to be a mix of loam and sandy loam, for instance. But fields that don't, but farm areas that don't have any fields defined don't give you that data. So your only chance is to buy it. Yeah, or you can cheat. Thank you. Very good, Mark. I don't think that seriously about it. If I've got a clue that I can use, it's a bit like Jason did and sort of use what I'm learning. So if you look at the soil map, you can get a bit of a sense what's likely to be where. And so you can use that to inform your judgment, which is kind of the way I like to do it. So, oh, we're very close to the train. Get out. Just I love tap. There we go. So let's put you back. In the husbandry. Yes. And take the black pied. Which actually what we might is 6. Oh, so I know 5 months don't work. Why don't I take a couple of 10 months? Because we just want to get it to work, right? Got 2 pigs in there, we have. Yes, it's older and it's a different name. So it's kind of like, okay, let's just, I know it's 2 variables, but I could have put an assortment in the trailer. But if I can't get it to work quickly, then I'm going to have to fix it during the week. And just go in and see if I can figure out what's upset. No, it's not showing any errors. Don't believe. While we drive. That was the error from before. We haven't had any other odd behaviors through the session, so I've got no reason to think that it's another sort of bug. Just let that scroll through there. No. So let's see what happens. Let's get round there. Pop you onto the trigger. Yes, I do. Animal type does not support unloading. Oh, got the trigger. There you go, Cranky. That's what it's supposed to look like. So I wasn't in the trigger before. And or there was another issue. So I've got to be much closer to the door by the looks. But if we take 2 of those, select 2 of those, move, okay, move to production as distinct from move to husbandry. So now we have, as far as the production's concerned, it's just pig. So 424 litres of pig we just delivered. So if we go into our production, oops, not animals, production. Yeah, it does. So there are 3. So I'm guessing those 3 are those 3. Which means the one we want to enable, and we'll find out pretty quickly, is black pied. Which says, oh, it doesn't have the inputs because we don't have any rock salts. I can buy that in a pallet, can't I? Let's not mess around. So I need to take you out of here. Is it a... road salt? No, it's not road salt. Maybe it is rock salt. I'm confused. I'm confused. Road salt. That's... There's only one type of road salt, is there not? Let's have a look. Let's... Maybe it comes in a big bag. Nitrum. Am I going crazy? Road salt. There we go. Buy one of those. Fix the plow later. Where'd the salt go? Up on the hill, of course. Okay. There's no other triggers that I can see around here for adding salt. So what we'll next do, might as well use all the features of our farm owned production point list is meat processing plant is PP31. So then I want to go to PP31 and set output mode, fill level, input. Road salt, fill. Okay, it now has 7,000 litres of road salt, which we'll sort out the cost for later. That was probably a whole $700 if I got that correct. That's all good. And now our meat production is working. So that should be produced. There it is. We're going to get one pork out eventually. It's fairly expensive. What's that? It's actually really expensive. So I'm going to get 2,000 litres. Oh, there you go, Cranky. I'm glad I was able to help you. There are some amazing functions in EasyDev once you start to get a handle on how things work. I don't use that very often. I usually use it to troubleshoot. The other one that I really like is, where is it here? If you turn production point debug on, and you come over here, and it tells you a whole bunch of stuff about the production. Right, so whether it's auto delivering, which can be really handy in figuring out where things are going and what they're doing. And delivery mapping tells you that the mulcher is providing, you know, so you can go through for each one and you can actually see where it's sending stuff and how much it's charging you. So if you're wondering whether distributions are actually working, it allows you to check. So very neat functions. Good question, Mark. Is it going to pork? 7,000. Ah, Tero. Okay. $7,000 liters. 7,000 liters. So it's the financials work, but it costs you more. It eats a bit of cash to drive it. So you're getting a lot more for your animal, right? Because that animal we put in would have been worth $500. We put 2 animals in that were worth 500. Where did we not? Yes. We put 2 animals in that were worth 500. These ones, actually. Sorry, got that wrong again. These ones. 2 of these. So we put $1,000 worth of input in, and we are going to generate how much? Not a lot is the short answer. Half of that, so about 200 litres of product, which is about a fifth, yeah, so it's about $1,500 with a processing cost of 100 or 2. So it's not going to make a truckload of money, that's for sure. However, gives us another place to produce. Now I've just got to figure out why I can't add rock salt. Not going to break the bank, definitely not. And it is nice to have somewhere that we can get product, get meat products. So I like that. That's good. We can send you back to the main pigsty. During the week, I'll figure out what I'm doing wrong in terms of salt. There might be a trigger somewhere here that that isn't labeled or that I can't see. That's it. I didn't try bringing the bag around to the front. Although it's not close to the door, it's not up high. It's not along there. That would be the obvious one if there was a different salt trigger or a if I turn on the triggers again, I can't see any other. It's not along there. 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 Input triggers. Not that one. No. Who knows? I will solve it and report back. But for now, I've got to fix this plow up. Put it in a truck, maybe the way to go. Maybe I can deliver it out of a tray. That's a really good idea. But for now, I'm going to leave that here, and we'll catch you on Friday morning my time, Thursday afternoon, evening for most of you. Thank you very much for hopping in and saying hi and spending some time. Just a reminder that the stream at the end of the week will be half an hour to 45 minutes late. I'll schedule the time when I've got a better idea, but I've got to take my daughter to the airport before I stream, so there will be a little bit of traffic delay, so just be patient with me if I'm not there when you expect me to be. But we'll see you at the end of the week. Have a good one, everyone. See you later.